Hello and welcome to Hindustan Times Online, Desi Martini. My name is Sandip, and right now I have with me two wonderful actors. Well, Mr. Adhyayan Suman and Mr. Darshan Kumar. The two of them will be seen together in M. Spears' next Ashram. Hello to the two of you and welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. And Darshan, hi. How are you doing today?
Great, bro. Thanks for having me. And it's always pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you. My first question is to the two of you. What exactly is perhaps some of the most driving factors, or perhaps some of the most, what do you call that? Exciting things that you've done, or perhaps you've experienced while you were shooting Ashram?
Darshan
Any
bhai,
new
please.
find?
Yep. I'll,
Any new find?
well, since my childhood, I want means when I thought about acting and all, and when I joined, because I have grown up watching Prakash Jha's films, which are so fascinating, so good with content and with a great subject all the time. So I was always wanted to work with him. It was my dream, and I can say in this film or in this Ashram web series, I got a chance to work with him. So it's like a dream come true moment for me because Prakash Jha sir's dedication for his work and passion and the way he shoots each and every scene, like so that I can say I salute to Prakash Jha sir, and this is a big thing for me. And yeah, I can say so. I'm glad I got a part of this Ashram web series.
क्या सीखने को मिला? कुछ नया जानने को मिला, सीखने को मिला? Any experience that you perhaps want to share?
Yeah, because I'm just telling you because Prakash Jha sir's dedication, passion. He's around 69 or 70 years old, so his passion for his work. So that's what I learned from him. You know,
शो से शो के दौरान कुछ शूटिंग के दौरान कुछ था ऐसा कुछ मतलब something that you perhaps didn't know and that actually came across when you were shooting for the show?
in that way too, I think yeah, I had a great time. That's it. I can say yeah. So learning, I can. It's
Okay, Adhayayan, now it's your turn.
yeah, your turn.
Working with Prakash Jha has always been a dream, of course. And I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but when I had just finished my diploma from the New York Film Academy as a director, I had come down to Bombay, and my first job that was given to me was by Prakash Jha, and his first assistant for a film called Dil Dosti, etc. And today yesterday I was having the press conference with the entire cast, and it was something so unbelievable for me because I'm now the actor in one of his his series. And of course, and as far as working with and learning from Prakash ji is concerned, as Darshan very rightly put across, that someone with his experience, someone who has achieved so much, gained so much knowledge, gained so much success in his life. I think he's such a simple man at heart. I'm pretty sure Darshan will agree with me there that he's such a simple man at heart.
Yeah.
And the best part about being on set was there was no A-lister, B-lister, C-lister. There was no कि तुमने 6 फिल्में hit दी है, मैंने एक दी है, उसने 10 दी हैं. The beautiful part of being on set was that everyone from a Bobby Deol to a Prakash Jha to an Adhyayan Suman to a Darshan Rawal to a Tushar Pandey to Sachin Shaw, everyone was equal. And when people usually use the cliche line saying that हम तो एक family हैं, वाकई में मुझे यहाँ पर set पर काम करके ऐसा लगा कि हम लोग एक family हैं. And it was such a wonderful experience, such a wonderful vibe while working on set. And to be able to be directed by a stellar director like Prakash Jha, to work with these beautiful actors in an ensemble cast like Bobby sir, of course, leading the pack. Darshan के साथ unfortunately मेरे scenes नहीं थे. I'm hoping कि second season में जो है हमारे scenes साथ में हो. But Chandan Roy Sanyal ho, Tushar ho, Tridha Chaudhary ho, all these wonderful actors coming together, and it was just a wonderful time shooting in Ayodhya. It was so much fun, and I'm hoping that we get to shoot the second part soon. And कल show release हो रहा है, so obviously all of us are nervous, and we all are hoping that what I learned one thing from working for the first time for me, I was working in an ensemble cast where I wasn't leading a film or leading a web series or leading a film or a song or a show. I realized that it's very important when you work in an ensemble cast, it's very important for the show to do well. And which is what I loved, that nobody was selfish back then while shooting, and nobody is selfish now while promotion. Everyone is working collectively, hoping that the show does well. If the show does well, then we all do well. It's something that I learned, is to be, selfless and be happy for others, for other actors, that they do well, the show does well.
Right. Adhayan, especially now, the question that I'm going to be asking is pretty pertinent, because the fact that, we are all under lockdown, and we've seen some really, strange occurrences. I wouldn't call it strange, but then some really very grisly occurrences that have happened in the recent past. Yesterday, I was present at the press conference, and you stated that, you cannot really deny the existence of nepotism in the Bollywood industry, and the fact that, people more are like, they kind of are comfortable working with people who are successful. I'm not going into that part of it, but then I'm going to be, asking you about that entire phase when you suddenly, vanished from the silver screens. You were not there to be seen on the big screen, or on the small screen for the TVs, television screens for that matter. The fact that you were undergoing a bad phase, and then that you were under depression kind of a scenario in your head, that actually was coming in bits and pieces in various news articles and all of that. But then you never quite spoke out completely about it. Don't you think this is like, especially in this scenario, when the word depression is like, it's like conjured up a storm on social media for that matter. It actually requires conversation from people like you who've actually been there in that position.
Yeah, it's a very tricky topic to sort of touch upon, because depression, a huge reason that I did not want to speak out, because there's one thing which is very important that I have learned in our fraternity, in our Indian film industry. I've realized that unless and until you're not very successful, people don't want to listen to your stories. They come to a they come to a judgment, or they have an opinion where they feel that the person is speaking out from a perspective is because they want publicity. Now, initially that used to hurt me a lot, because, I came from, I had, which I don't want to discuss. I've had relationships which have scarred me for a long time. And for many years, it was there within. And when I spoke out, I realized that the backlash that I had back then was humongous. And what was being said was, oh, he's frustrated, oh, he's a failure, oh, he doesn't have a national award, or he doesn't have a goddamn Oscar. So I was so, I don't know the right term, but I was lost back then, because I was like, I'm just an actor. Forget whose son I am, or what is happening with me in terms of my stardom, but I'm just a human being who wants to go out there and just wants a closure and wants to talk about his part of what he's been through. And people back then, again, I keep saying back then, because those same people have changed now. And back then people just felt, nahi, iske to koi motive hoga. The people don't usually have a motive. Now the reason why we've had so many suicides happening in our industry, or the television industry, or whatever it is because they don't have anyone to speak to, because they are afraid that they're going to be judged by people. And it's very important that, because you are on a public platform where, people want to listen to, अरे आप किसको date कर रहे हो, आपने कौन सी गाड़ी खरीदी, आपने कौन से जूते पहने, कौन सी घड़ी पहनी, तो लोगों को आप जिस फेज के थ्रू जा रहे हैं, तो ये भी तो बनता है कि लोग आपको सुने. पर उस फेज के टाइम पे लोग आपको क्यों नहीं सुनते? Why are the people being so judgmental, wanting to listen to what you have been through? And it's not just me that I wanted an emotional closure. Yes, I wanted that, but I wanted to speak out because there are so many people out there. So many people, and you've seen it recently, unfortunately, what has happened to Sushant. I'm not saying he's committed suicide or he's been murdered. Let me not judge that right now. But what the phase that he has been through, maybe he didn't have people to speak to. Maybe he wanted to speak out to people and he didn't find anybody. Maybe he didn't have a friend, or maybe he had a friend.
He didn't have a friend, exactly.
And he was probably afraid कि भाई industry वाले, I've been a top star, और अगर मैं उनको बोलूँगा अभी कि मैं depressed हूँ तो मेरा मजाक उड़ाएंगे लोग. So or they will say अरे ये तो frustrated है, इसलिए ऐसी बात है. So it's very unfortunate that these things have happened, and I just felt I need to just speak out here. You know what? लोगों का काम है कहना, और वो कुछ तो कहेंगे, है ना? So might as well just be out there and just speak your heart out, and that's exactly what I did. I mean, I never understood why people said publicity. मुझे publicity की क्या ज़रूरत है life में? The person who I have run, and I'm not saying it out of arrogance. I'm saying कि publicity की ज़रूरत in the sense, our audience works on a point to point of a talent. If they find you that you're talented, they like your work, they will follow you, they will propel you to stardom. No matter how many girlfriends you've had, how many cars you drive, which house bungalow you live in, they don't give a shit. They care about the fact कि भाई इस बंदे में talent है कि नहीं. Now you're sitting with Darshan here on the right and you're sitting with Adhyayan Suman on the left. You understand now, you're talking about nepotism and you're talking about an outsider. He has had no godfather, and you so supposedly I've had a godfather in the industry, right? When you look at Darshan, I look at him as a very successful actor. He's done such great, commendable work. He's done such good films, and with me, I've had a struggle for the last 6 years where I have not been able to find a good director or a good script. Now, if I was coming from an aspect of being a nepotism, then why have people not, given me films? Why has Yasharaj not given me a film? Why has Karan Johar not? I had to, coming back to my point, I had to go and knock doors. I had to go to Prakashji. I had to,
Yes.
tell him that this is my work, sir. Can you please? So, जो outsiders को करना पड़ता है, वो हमें भी करना पड़ता है. I say, and I don't want to get too much into the groupism part of it, because that is not what we're discussing today. We're discussing Aashram.
Absolutely.
Maybe some other day I'll discuss it with you. But coming back to your point, it's been a tough journey. It's been a tough ride here.
All right. Now coming back once again to Aashram, the fact that you just tell me a little bit about your character first, sir.
Darshan bhai, please.
I'm playing Sub Inspector Ujagar Singh,
Okay.
who is a diligent police officer and go-getter. So his elder brother is a IPS officer and his father is a DIG. And since his childhood, he wanted to become a police officer, and due to some circumstances, you can say, or due to the quota system in our society, he couldn't clear the IPS exam.
Exams.
Yeah. So he still wanted to pursue his interest, his love for the work, or then he joined as a sub inspector. So there are so many layers in this character. So I enjoyed working on that. So it was amazing to get right from the beginning how he got influenced particular for the forces, and when he felt like to join the force, and what happened after when he couldn't clear the IPS exams. So it was an amazing journey. So it was a very challenging role for me, but I had a great fun. Yeah.
Adhayan, you tell me.
I'm playing the character of Tinka Singh in the show. An extremely eccentric, psychotic, debauched rock star. Who's extremely popular with the youth, who doesn't give a shit about anything but himself, who feels that he's a mega star, and how he comes across, how Babaji comes across Tinka Singh, and how he helps Babaji gain all the stardom amongst the youth in the show. So it's a very eccentric, crazy ass character, and I'm in fact glad, because there was so much energy that's been pending up in me for the last couple of years, where I felt that I could use it for a show like this. Play this cocaine he's always on cocaine. He's always high. So it's like playing this crazy ass character, which was a lot of fun. To be, and a lot of experiments that I could do. Having a gash on my eyebrow and wearing very vibrant jhatkas, Swarovski wale kapde, gold chain.
Swarovski wale kapde.
हाँ, Swarovski wale kapde, very shady. तो वो सारी चीजें मैंने पहनी है. So he's a very Indian rock star. He's not a classy rock star. He's an Indian rock star who wants to wear all these shady ass clothes. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun here. I just hope people like the character.
Okay, now tell me a little bit about the two of you. I mean, since you guys did not really have many scenes together, how was it working with, the entire team? How was it working with Bobby? How was it sharing the screen with Bobby?
Darshan bhai, bataye aap.
Darshan?
Start with.
Working with, as I said, that when I was telling somebody, I was like, when you look at a Bobby Deol, who's done such wonderful films and who's been such a big, who's not such, he is such a big star, and who's had his phase of, ups and downs, which is why I feel so relatable to him. I feel that, I've also had a journey just like, he's had his journey. And there's so much that it was so much chemistry and so much love that we had for each other off screen. where we used to all sit after pack up, all have dinner together at Bobby Sir's room, or have lunch in Bobby Sir's van. And he was very gracious and kind enough to invite all of us. As I said, that everyone was equal and all the actors were always there, and we were always discussing food and we were discussing our problems and all these things. Always so much fun working with Chandan Roy Sanyal. He's a crazy ass guy. He's eccentric in a good way in reality. And him with his poker faced humor and stuff like that, and Tridha, and of course coming back to Prakash ji, is, as I said, it was a dream come true to be directed by him. Yeah, so it was a wonderful experience. I really miss being on set with these people. Yeah.
Darshan, you tell me.
Yeah, I think it was amazing working with Bobby Deol, because he's one of the most beautiful souls I have ever met, because he's so down to earth and so passionate about his work. And though we didn't have any scenes together, but I know we got along very well during the shoot of Aashram in Ayodhya. And I can say, like, I have found a good friend or a big brother in him.
Big brother.
Yeah. So we talk every day almost. And,
yeah, we all talk. We have a group where all of us talk every single day, by the way.
So
that's fun.
Yeah.
No, I also have to add this. Like, Bobby Deol is so disconnected with his stardom or the family that he comes from or the privileges that he has. He's so disconnected with all that. And it's wonderful to see that he doesn't carry this entire baggage, even though the audiences or the media or some people want to put that baggage in. Dharam ji ka beta hai, ye hai, wo. He doesn't come with that. And he is just like so lovely that he wants everyone to be happy, and he's just like praising everyone all the time.
What was the kind of brief that Mr. Prakash Jha actually gave you for the character that you were playing in the film?
That's what I told him. Yeah, that's what I told you just now. Like he told me about everything. Like he's a very passionate about his work. He loves to go in the right direction. He always wants best from the others. So, और इसका क्या है कि main बहुत ही straightforward है. He doesn't think there is no filter. बोलने से पहले सोचता नहीं है और जो बोलता है दिल से बोलता है. और जो भी काम लेता है उसको कोशिश करता है कि मैं पूरा करूं और दिल से करूं, क्योंकि इसको प्रूव करना है अपने आप को. तो वही सर ने सब बताया था कि एक बहुत ही ग्रेट फैमिली से होते हुए भी एक मतलब जो भी इतने सारे सब घर में आईपीएस हैं, डीआईजी हैं, कजन्स भी या रिलेटिव्स भी सब टॉप पोजीशंस पे हैं, आप नहीं बन पाए. तो लेकिन एक वो अंदर मलाल तो है ही कि आप कास्ट सिस्टम की वजह से या कोटा सिस्टम की वजह से नहीं जा पाए, लेकिन ये आदमी अपने आप को प्रूव करना चाहता है. तो उसके लिए उन्होंने मुझे कुछ बोला था कि कैसे कैसे आपको उस पर काम करना है. तो या
Right. Adhayayan,
yes.
You've got to tell me. You spoke to me about the kind of character that you're playing, and what exactly was the brief that Mr. Prakash Jha gave you before you started?
I think he of course gave me the brief narrative about my character. He told me what my character is, how eccentric he is, and what level he wants me to take the character to. I think he was very kind and gracious enough when I used to perform. He used to let me do what I wanted to do. And then he would he used to control me and say, ज़्यादा कर रहा है या कम कर रहा है, थोड़ा बीच में रख इसको. He used to control that meter up and down. And apart from that, I think just feeling liberated enough to be able to work with a director like him, where he said, "ठीक है, you do what you want to do." There is no restriction on how you perceive the scene, which is something very beautiful about him, and where he felt कि character को वो नहीं मिल रहा है जो मिलना चाहिए, he used to then interfere and be like, not interfere, he should then tell us कि भाई make this change or make a certain change and stuff like that. And very 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 calm, very composed, humongous energy that man comes with. He is never tired. And we used to get tired shooting, and I was shooting a song, so I used to be because I have to be on cocaine, my first concert song is 8.5 minutes long. So it was so tiring for me to shoot for these 3 days for the entire concert, to keep repeating the same thing. Prakash is chilling. He's handling 4 cameras. He's handling a crowd of 2,000 people. He's handling other actors on stage and this and that, and doing action choreography. And I'm like, sir, kahan se energy laate ho aap itni yaar? So it's his passion. It's his passion for his craft that made us wanting to work even harder on set.
True.
All right. Now, my final question to you before we actually part ways, is you've got to tell me what exactly are you looking for in the near future? What kind of projects do you have lined up, and what are you actually working with?
Yeah, with me, I have Aashram that's coming out now. I am going to be announcing my musical album, which is called Safar, which has been about my journey in the last 10 years, professionally and personally, with what I've been through. It's going to come out through my music. I'm announcing my next film, which is called Airport, which I have co-written with a friend of mine for the last 2 years. I've been writing my film. I will be producing something with my partner.
You've been writing the film yourself.
I've been writing, yes. All my music videos that I've done well, I have written them. I have directed them.
About that.
So I've done all of them. So I've been writing a film since 2015. So that film is now going to be produced by a big producer, which I'm not allowed to announce now, but I'll be announcing in the next 1 month. So that's happening. And then I'm talks with somebody for a web series again. So I'm just like keeping my fingers crossed that works out. Yeah. So ये चीजें Darshan भाई आप क्या कर रहे हैं बताएं जरा मुझे भी बताएं.
I just finished dubbing of the Family Man, season 2, and I always wanted to work with Mr. Rakesh Prakash Mehra sir. So I finished that film called Tufan, which is releasing soon, and talks are on for few things. So yeah.
All right. Okay. So before we end, I need one message from the two of you that will perhaps go out to all your admirers, all the people who are actually waiting with bated breath for the web series for Aashram. What do you actually want to tell all of them, all your fans?
क्या बोलना चाहते हैं दर्शन भाई आप?
I would like to say it's a edge of thrilling entertainer, and it's a thrilling, and it has lots of things for everyone, and this web series is with a great message also. So I'm sure you all will enjoy it and love it, and I'm just finger crossed, so waiting for your response.
No, absolutely, as Darshan bhai said, that it's going to be it's gripping, it's thrilling, edge of the seat thriller. There's politics, there's drama, there's emotions, there's music, there's craziness, there's madness, and the fact that there is a huge message that comes across here, where the show talks about a self-proclaimed godman, and how there's a very thin line, between hope and faith, and having complete belief in somebody or in something that's absolutely stupid and doesn't make sense. You'll get to know these perspectives in the show, which I'm actually very excited about for people to know. Yeah. So just as very rightly said, fingers crossed, man. I think we have about 6.5 hours left. I think the show will start coming out in the night. So we are all going to binge watch our own show because we haven't seen it. So let's just hope that people love the show. People love the show and love
I'll be watching the show just now.
So you're watching the show right now?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Oh wow!
I'm done with the interview. That's what I'm going to do.
So are you going to give us a review?
Of course I am.
So I know your face now. If you don't give us a good review, I'm going to come there. I'm going to kill you, bro.
I'm 100% sure it's going to be a good web series.
No, but just be a little compassionate to actors like us and be nice. We need all honestly speaking, we need all the support in the media out there, and I feel that the people have been a little biased towards actors who are not so-called A-listers or so-called superstars. And there's a lot of talent like Darshan bhai out there and Tushar Pandey out there, and beautiful actors who I feel deserve a lot of credit and a lot of mentions out there to be, so that, they can get more confidence and a boost to work harder in life. And I'm honestly just saying this. The media needs to support these kind of actors.
Well, I've always been a fan and an admirer of Darshan, and I have had a conversation with him earlier as well, I guess on 2 occasions. And he actually came across as someone who's very down to earth and someone who actually knows what he's doing. So, yeah, obviously, he has a good body of work for sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Adhayayan bhai. Thank you.
No, absolutely, bhai. Absolutely.
All right. So, with that, we come to the end of this lovely, enlightening conversation with Adhyayan Suman and Darshan Kumaar. My name is Sandip. With in the Sun Times Online, they see marching. Thank you.
Take care, for having
us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was lovely talking.
Thank you. Lovely. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.